see a black man and one man, I think of strength, black empowerment we have within, building community development. Let's continue to build our own. Let's continue to stay strong. Motivation, no matter the hate, no stopping. You just go. Listen up to Quan, John, and Queen P for giving us a voice. Speak up for what's yours and yell and make that noise. We are kings and we are queens. Melanated royalty, just getting started. Loving self and knowledge. Stack that wealth. Motivational motives, y'all.
In the book I'm reading, which I mentioned on the previous podcast, I still don't know the name, but it's real interesting. I'm gonna get the name for you guys. I forgot the name. Sorry. The author, a black man, he's addressing more of the uncomfortability of being around each other, culture-wise, as we have to get our bodies comfortable with being around each other before anything else.
Right.
And I'm like, that's very interesting. He don't look at it from an emotional or an intellectual level. He said, you got to get your body physically comfortable with being in the presence of an opposing culture. You understand? Right. White people have to do that, and so do black people. We got, you know what I'm saying? Because there's come on, man. There's a lot of black people that feel inferior. We have been taught to feel inferior to white people. You understand? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So if we either have a white person that's a superior at work, or we have a white counterpart in school, it's already been cemented in our psyche that this white person has a leg up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So whatever you feel, your ass is gonna follow. Right. Period. And this older guy taught me that when I'm sitting outside one day, probably just lost, and some dude, white guy, actually came up to me and started talking. What's up, man? I think I was in the state of Virginia at the time, and he said, "You're not from around here, right?" I'm like, "Nah." He said, "Where you from?" I'm like, "I'm from New York." He said, "I could see on your face that some life ain't right." You know what I mean? And I'm like, "Yeah, I ain't really get into it too much." But he said, "I'll tell you like this, young man," and he was right, and I kept this in my heart. He said, "When you make your mind up, your ass will follow." Oh. And I'm like, I had to ask myself, what does that mean? And he's right. When I made my mind up that this individual wasn't the one for me, and this environment wasn't the one for me, my ass followed. Boom, done. You understand? So what I say that to say is, if you have it in your mind that you are inferior to this other culture, your ass is going to follow. It's going to follow that mindset straight up and down, inevitably. You know what I'm saying? But if your mind, all that we're equal, ain't the truth either. You know what I'm saying? They have their skills, they have their strengths and their weaknesses. I have my skills and my strengths and weaknesses. I'm not into this. I'm not into the comparing. Are we equal? Are you inferior? Are you superior? No. You who you are, I am who I am. You understand? Right. Now, if we choose to come together to make something out of nothing, that's great. If you choose to be over there, I'm gonna choose to be over here. Straight up and down. So it's no, are we equal or not? It's no, or am I superior? It's no, are you inferior? It's not. When you start doing that, now it gets complicated. You know what I'm saying? When you start labeling, are you this, are you that? Come on. Who's to say who? And I've always said it. If you're good in math and I'm great in science, who's smarter? Neither one of us. Right. You know what I'm saying? You're gifted at your thing. I'm gifted at my thing. You know what I'm saying? We allow the powers that be to control what the status quo is. Once we get off that intellectually, our asses will follow. I applaud that woman for having the diligence of putting this woman on record and blasting this. You know what I'm saying? And that's what upset that white woman so bad, that it's being recorded, because she know if this phone isn't out, the ball is totally in her court. She probably most likely has Victoria's Secret on her side. She has the security on her side. She knows she has law enforcement on her side. It's over. This black woman has no wins.
But since it was recorded, it's like now
they have to consider it.
They have to.
And I don't mean to cut you off. And that's the funny thing about it. This is being seen on video, and it's still only just being considered. That's it. You understand what I just said? They're not looking at it for what it is. When I say she's recording what this woman is doing, however, the security is still talking to her as if the black woman still did something wrong. I don't know. What I'm saying is, it's only just being considered. They're not saying, "Hey, damn, look at you. You tried to hit her, then you started crying, then you fake fell out." They're not saying that. They said, "Oh, okay, well, you only showed us the video of her on the floor, and that was a lie." Meaning, even the video
wasn't enough to convince them.
Even the video isn't enough, man. This is it's crazy how much we as Black people have to be so much more civilized. We have to be so much more composed. We have to be so much more poised. We have to be so much more intellectually inclined in school to even, that's what I'm saying, to even benefit from the fruits of American society. We have to be up here. We have to go crazy. That's what I'm saying. When it comes to integration, and it's crazy. It's a foolish mindset. You know what I'm saying? And I think, and I want to take this, advice myself. I need to start understanding. I need to start building my own thing here. I need to start, creating my own situation so my kids won't even have to go through this situation. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. It's like when we integrate now you've actually signed the doctrine stating that, okay, you have to be inferior, in some shape, form, or fashion. You know what I'm saying? It's absurd. For real.
That's interesting. That's an interesting take. Yeah. I do feel like, at a certain point, we're just the sad thing about it is most of us just accept it for what it is. It's like, yep, we got Karens. The whole world knows about Karens, and yet they still have their own power.
Right.
It's like, okay, a Karen can still be a Karen though. Even though we all know what it means to be a Karen and how wrong it is, and no matter how many videotapes have been recorded and all that stuff, it's still a thing because they are still able to get away with stuff like this.
Right.
You know what I mean? And like, maybe she does really have mental issues and she's on pills or whatever else. But it's like, for me, it's not really what she did that I feel like is worthy of talking about. She's childish and she's acting like another white woman that feels like she can get away with anything. And then when she's caught, she has a full mental breakdown. But what bothers me is the fact that nobody in that establishment did anything about it. So that this woman was able to sit there and record her for it. This is a 6-part video, I think. So like, how long did that go on? She's been recording this woman for how long and no one did nothing? No one did anything. No manager stepped in to even, not even to just clear her out of the store. She's in the way of business. She needs to get out of the store.
The store, like seriously, like you got to get out. But I'm telling you, they probably feel like we can't tell her to get out because she's going to say something about her rights have been violated. Now, this woman is obviously sick. Now, me and my wife have had this discussion when it comes to people. When I say she's sick, my wife would say, well, no, she ain't sick. She know exactly what she's doing. That makes her more sick. Think about what I'm saying. Check this out. In my opinion, she has a mental illness. But if that, which we know was a charade, if she had the mindset to put that charade on to incriminate the Black woman, that makes her even more sick. Think about what I'm saying. She's more of a sick individual to have the mindset to put the charade on of being sick. You understand what I'm saying? To say to herself, yo, I'm going to cry right now. I'm going to fall out and I'm going to act like she did it. For someone to do that, you know how sick that individual is? That's a very, very deranged individual. They are sicker than the person that is actually mentally ill. I'm serious. So when I say to my wife, I'm like, yo, that person, their actions is that of someone that I don't want to even get into it specifically, but let's say I say, yo, that's a sick action. And my wife like, nah, they know what they're doing. I'm like, nah, you right. They know what they're doing. That makes them sicker. The fact I know.
And she's allowed to, I think, is the biggest problem. She's allowed to do that. Because if that was a Black person screaming at the top of her lungs, crying,
they'd call the cops.
disturbing the peace, disrupting whatever, you know, hindering business. I don't know. What
they would have called the cops.
However many broken laws could have happened because a black woman is screaming and shouting in the middle of a public place, she would have been carried out in handcuffs.
Carried out. Yo, I have a next door neighbor that I've alluded to many times. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I got one dude on one end. He's a great dude, but the guy on my other side, he's a sick individual. You understand? You know, long story short, we first moved here. Dude was he played that, you know, hey, you guys, you know, welcome to the neighborhood. You guys want this, you guys want that, yada, yada, yada. That's what they do to lure you in to get your trust. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, my antennas went up. You know what I'm saying? When he did that, I'm like, what's up with you, man? You don't even know us, acting like you love us. We the only black family in the neighborhood, Duke. You understand? You know what I mean? Lo and behold, you know, his true colors came out. Like I said, there's a fence it's 2 fences in my backyard. The guy that is a great guy, we see the back of his fence, right? Because he bought it. The front of his fence faces his backyard, right? Because he bought it. This guy over here, we see the front of the fence. So you ask yourself, if you bought a fence, why would you face the front of your fence towards my backyard? Wouldn't you face it towards your backyard, the front? And I would have to look at the back of your fence, right? So he didn't remember, because he's deranged, that he told my father-in-law that the guy that used to own this house bought that fence with his own credit card. You understand? He forgot. He forgot that. All right. Long story short, my wife we had a party for my kid. My wife wanted to paint it. This is when we actually didn't know that wasn't his fence. My wife asked him, hey, can I paint the front of your fence? Because I want to, you know, have it looking pretty for the kids. He said, no. So we like, damn. So after that, the relationship was downhill after that. So the dude, one day, a guy was doing work on my house. And I think he was spraying down my house to clean my house. So little specks, this is summertime, little specks of water was getting on the fence. So this guy gets on a crate and stands over the fence telling the guy, hey, stop getting water on my fence. I said, okay, I can't take this no more with this dude. You know what I mean? So I go outside, I said, yo, let me talk to you for a minute, man. I said, what's up? What's up with you? Now I was civil too. You know what I'm saying? I said, yo, what's going on, man? Well, it's been specks on my fence. I said, that's not your fence. That's my fence. I said, where's your receipt? I don't have the receipt. I said, check it out. I said, look at homeboy's fence right there. Why do I see the back of his fence but see the front of your fence? He starts stuttering. I said, you forgot you told my father-in-law that you didn't buy this fence? You know what I'm saying? Now the logic is kicking in. Now in his mind, he's trying to make up some lie. The same lie you would tell your wife when you stood out all night and you know you was with that other woman. That's that face he had. You know that face that a man would have when where you been? And she like, damn, who was I with, right? He had that face. Then he just walked off. I said, you have a psychological problem. So he just walked off because he knew I was right. The logic and the rationale kicked in. I say that story to say this dude, he is crazy. However, he knows exactly what he's doing. That makes him more sick. A sick person just does things, you know what I'm saying? And they have no recollection of why they're doing it. A sicker person does things and knows why they're doing it. A sicker person, straight up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because this sicker person most likely is not going to be held liable. Okay? And they know it. And they know it. So that's what encourages them to do what they do. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, when you come in contact with these people, you like, oh, this is a sicker person. I mean, the mentally ill person, they have a place for them. They don't have a place for evil people in the world. And this is what we got to be cognizant of in the world. No, they have a jail but most evil people don't go to jail. Why? Because they're very strategic.
They don't get caught.
You know what I'm saying? On what they do. You know what I'm saying? They're the type of people that will steal from their own home, but set you up and say that you stole it. Right. You understand? That's evil. That's evil and sick at the same time. But you know what? There's no criminal justice system that that fights against that. Against that. They could just do it. This woman could just actually do this. She could just straight tell you in your face that I caused harm. And y'all have to listen to her. This is on camera. It's absurd. The amount of power But you know what? We can't even be mad. Know why? This is their country. Feel me?
Yeah.
If I go to Japan, you think they're gonna be hearing me? No, they're gonna be listening to their Japanese brethren. That's what America is. And I think Black people sort of forget about that sometimes. You understand?
Yeah.
This is their land that they own. We don't own the land either. We can't own that land. So when something goes down, we gotta some decisions to make. Either, we are disconnected from our civilization in Africa. You understand? You know what I'm saying? No doubt. If we got on our grind, maybe we could go back over there and set up shop. You know what I'm saying? Or we got to say to ourselves, you know what? I have to make it where I'm building my own empire, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? I'm building my own bank, and I'm going to educate my own children. I'm going to build my own business so I can be secure.
Right.
You understand?
Yeah.
But when I'm conforming to the ideologies of integration, anything goes. Anything goes. If I'm conform to the ideology of integration, anything goes. So if it goes down, you really can't be that mad because you in the midst. You're in it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? For real. But I mean, I don't know what's going to happen with this situation with homegirl, and nothing's going to happen to the white girl. That's first and foremost. There's nothing. There's no charge.
She's gonna be ridiculed, and because of that, depending on what kind of job she has, she could potentially lose her job. She's forever.
Probably not.
She is forever listed as a Karen. Anytime somebody see her in the street, that's what they gonna see. Legally, she's not gonna have an issue, sure, but I don't know how it'll affect her personal life. And I think that's why she had that breakdown, because she know good and well now that this is being filmed, everybody's gonna see it. Everybody's gonna see it.
My thing is, Karen, if that's the case, why the hell didn't you run away and say, damn, I don't want to be on camera. Let me get out of the store. Know why she didn't? Because she said, okay, you going to film me? Now I'm going to turn the tables and make it seem like you assaulted me, either physically or emotionally. That's why Karen didn't run out the store. Her third eye kicked in. Like, oh, because if Karen didn't want no beef or no problems, Karen would have got out the store.
Right.
If Karen didn't want no beef and no problems, Karen would have said, let me get out of here, man. Which confirms, you know what I'm saying, why the lady even recorded her in the first place, because she tried to hit her. She tried to really hit this woman. What? That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's amazing. What happened in this store that allowed you to believe, Karen, that you was gonna be able to hit her? So you thought you was gonna be able to hit this woman, she just was gonna fall out and lay down like you?
Right.
Karen, see, this is the thing about it, real quick. Karen should be actually grateful that this woman was a Black civilized woman.
Because she could have got messed up.
She could have got mocked. And then she would have went to jail for assault, yada yada. You understand? And you know what? I'm glad she did take the high road. And I'm glad she wasn't having a bad day, because had she been having a bad day, we would have been hearing about a Black woman that demonically mopped the floor with Karen. That's what the news would have stated. We wouldn't have known that Karen provoked this. We wouldn't have known that Karen swung at her first. We would have never known that. Absolutely not. You know what I mean? So I'm glad the woman, she took the high road, like most of us we have to do in certain situations.
Right.
And it's sad.
I think this maybe it's not a great thing, but another reason why I love being in Africa, because it's like, look, if somebody stepped to you, you are free to step back. There's no.
When you say step back or step forward, what do you mean?
Sorry, step forward. Like if somebody swings at you, you are free to swing back and mess them up so they don't do it again.
Right.
And
that's why most people don't do it.
Yeah, exactly. That's why most people don't get into physical altercations here. Because if you do, there's no cop coming to save you and punish that person. There's none of that. You know what I mean? So physical altercations like this, something like this, don't happen a lot. Sure, there's a lot of shouting and arguing, but it rarely goes to blows.
Right.
Simply because if you get there, if you do that, you're gonna have to fight to the death, period. This is just what's going to happen. You're going to have to be in it. You can't half-ass it. Like, if you are going to go to blows,
it's going to be hard. Be ready. It might be your life. It might cost you your life.
It might cost you your life. It might. Be ready.
It's crazy. That's good. And you know what? You want to know something? In some respects, it should be like that.
It should.
That's why me personally, I'm such of a how can I put it? I can't, like, I really make it where there's really nothing you can do to offend me. If you don't put your hands on my children or my wife or any other than that, there's really nothing you really could do. You know what I'm saying? Right. To really get under my skin like that, because who are you? That's what I'm saying. That's because this is the truth. Because once I take that step forward, I'm trying to demolish you.
Right.
Who the hell? We've been raised in the world where defend yourself and just get away. No. I don't want to see you. I don't want to have to worry about you no more.
Right.
Feel me? So I'm going to try to demolish you. And that might cost you your life or my life. I'm either going to go to jail. You know what I'm saying? So who wants to do that? Who wants to get into a situation where, they have to do that to somebody, like in Africa, like it's out, like she told y'all, ladies and gentlemen, those of you Americans that are listening to this, that think you are a big, bad, tough person, please believe me. There's somebody out here that's having a worse day than you.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you are in the street and you think that you're going to have this verbal discussion of anger with another person and don't expect them to be violent with you, you're a fool.
And I big ups to her.
Your life. Huh?
Right. Big ups to her because she's Nigerian American.
Right. Because she knows how to go
Nigerian. She know. Well, I don't know if she might not have ever been here, but
she still got it in her blood. She would have mopped Karen, and she knows this. Yeah. She knows she would have mopped her, and then now she got to go to jail for defending herself. Check this out. They say me and another dude have a fight. Whoever wins the fight could go to jail. Period. That's what I wanted to say. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Whoever win.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But you know what? This was crazy. People, think about what you're doing. Stay safe out there. Take the high road, because they are out here to try to get you incarcerated. You know what I'm saying? For real. Yep. So subscribe, share, like. Word out. From Portia Mystique, you got your boy Quan John, Motivation Motors, baby. Yeah. 100.